The Elusive Samurai, chat. Let's take a look at this. This anime actually has a very well written story, right? And I feel like a lot of people would actually pass up this anime and a few other anime that I've spoke about recently, only because the description doesn't do it justice or the cover art doesn't do it justice. The only reason why I've been watching anime that I probably normally wouldn't is because I want to make a video out of it. And from doing that, I've experienced some really diamonds in the rough. I found more diamonds, chat, because I've just I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna see what it's about, right? And I've been having a lot of fun doing that. I would recommend you give it a try. You don't know what you might find. And I know it's hard to do that because it's kind of like kids, right? They said, "Hey, eat this." Like, nah, it's probably disgusting. Like, you haven't tried it yet. Yeah, but it looks disgusting. Like, it's that kind of thing. Like grow up and eat it and try it. Try it at least once. All right. So you have this kid, right? You have this kid who is a noble's son. I don't know the exact title of it, but he's a noble's a royal samurai or something like that. He's next in line to be royalty or to be king or something like that. And you had you I find this character very interesting because you know how in Chowder, right? You have a Panini. She's pretty much the Panini of this, right? She's pretty much the Panini here. So she got a little bit of a problem, and he's the main character's like, oh, I didn't agree to this. Pretty much, I'm not your girlfriend. I mean, I'm not your boyfriend, kind of thing. Chat. I would I would I think it's adorable. Also, I think Panini might end up in jail one day. Yeah. At least that's what I thought until I saw the ending of that. Anyway, I'm getting off track. That's his father, who's he's pretty much the embodiment of being a puppet leader, right? He just does what others tell him to, which I find very interesting because that happened a lot, even to this day. Like in any form of power, if you don't know how to to rein it in, it's a bit of a, hey, I want to give my underlings room to flourish in their skills, but at the same time, I want the nation to go in a certain direction. But I have to relinquish some type of power. If you're in a a dictator type of rule kind of thing, chat, if that makes any sense. And so you saw a lot of this puppet stuff going on in like rural Japan, or at least ancient Japan. Yeah, there it is, ancient Japan. Not rural. Rural is a location. But then you have so that's the daughter of this guy, who is technically a god. I'm not really too sure why he's a god, but he's like the head go. I don't know. I wouldn't say Buddhist, but he's the head of of the religion for his kingdom, for the kid's kingdom. He's the head of the religion, and that's his like daughter, right? What makes him so powerful is that he can see fragments of the future. So he can see fragments of the future, and he can see that his kingdom, this kid's kingdom, was going to like die, right? Or get not die, but get overthrown. And he can see that this kid will be the one who pulls it all back together. Now, I know a lot of you may think this scene right here is very sus, but I'm going to explain it for you. So this kid gets a kick out of what is it? Pretty much playing tag, if that makes any sense. Like, so when his life is on the line, because we wanted to die. The kid wanted to die. Like, look, everything is gone. Everything is over. I may as well just die. So he ends up pushing like he ends up pushing the kid off the cliff. I'm like, all right, go get caught by the invaders and everything. So by reaction, he just starts avoiding all of their spears and all these things, and he finds that fun. He finds that really fun, right? So he's pretty much blushing because he's out of breath. However, he's blushing in a way that just looks sus, right? It does. I ain't gonna hold on. But if you notice this little vein in his head, right? He's out of breath and angry. That's that's the small detail. If they had a few more veins in his head, you would see that there is anger here. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Here are some of his what's the word I'm looking for? His handlers is the term that they use, and he's great with the katana, and she's great with the longer katana with the smaller katana at the end. Yeah, that's a thing. And they're funny. And see, here's the thing: you would think just by looking at her, she would be, or even her over here, she would be the Sakura type, right? Like Sakura from Naruto. They're not, and I find that magical. You think like, oh, there's gonna be some girl who's gonna be the buzzkill of everything, and it's not. It's not at all. There was, and let me explain that to you. There was a scene, like in one of the episodes, not even a scene. It was the episode where the other characters was like, "Why is our leader, our young leader, like doing all these things, like making these like these dolls and all this other stuff?" Because they wasn't sure why. Like they just wasn't sure, and I won't really spoil it for you. But it was all. It just looked bad, even though it wasn't. So they ended up thinking like, oh, our leader, our young leader is a deviant. They were like, oh, our young leader is a deviant. Like he's a perv, kind of all this stuff. So they're like, well, if that's what's gonna if that's what he wants to be, then they'll be that too, right? They're very loyal to him, right? And I find that very funny. But turns out no, he managed to clear that. So it's not that way. But so why I mention that is because they're not buzzkills. There's no one in the party that's a buzzkill. They're all like they are pretty much fun. They're dangerous too. Don't get me wrong. They're like very deadly. She's extremely strong, like Sakura. She's pretty much got a lot of the traits, a few of the traits that Sakura has, but without the annoying parts. And I find that great. In fact, I don't personally have too much of a problem with Sakura. I just know that she could have been better. Yeah. But because she has flaws is, I think, what makes her perfect. Naruto has flaws too, but Sakura has flaws that I find annoying. It does. I mean, I don't want her to change, and I hope she grows out of it. But for the most part, it is what it is. It is what it is, chat. Then you have this character who's like the sly one. I don't think I have a photo of him, a screenshot of him, but he's like the sly fox type, sneaky one. This guy, he does bring most of the fun though. He brings most of the fun. He's just like overly excitable. He's that type, and I find it, and I just me, chat. I like smiles. I just like smiles. So when I see him smiling all the time, it brings in the energy that I like to see. Here they're all together, chat. I would highly recommend you all give it a try. Here's another one of the handlers. He's like the strategist. What makes him also a very good character is that he's not overpowered, right? In fact, he's very weak. The only thing that he's really good at and he enjoys doing is running away. He's hard to catch. He's got how do I explain this in Elden Ring fashion? You know those bosses where they're really good at dodging? That's him. And he's so good at dodging that it's annoying for anyone who's playing Elden Ring, right? And so that's one of the reasons it's because he enjoys enjoys that type of stuff. He enjoy when he says, hey, let's play tag, they're like, no, we're not doing that. His friends are like, I'm not doing that. Or his handlers, right? Really, they're like, I'm not doing that. We would never catch you. The moment we started, you would be gone. Like it just wouldn't happen. The boy hid in a trunk for like 2 days because he didn't want to for 2 days because he didn't want to go to practice. Like he's good at archery. He's not the best at archery, but he's decent at it. Like really good at it. And he has a katana, but he's just not strong enough to really use it. But he does learn a single trick that he can do. He's just he's a nice kid. He's a nice kid. I would easily recommend people give this a try if they want to get immersed into it. The problem is the description doesn't do it justice. Do not read the description of this anime. Do not try not to. Well, I guess the cover art is fine, but the description, no. Do not read the description. I remember reading the description at one point and then just get turned away. I'm like, no, I'm not watching this. Only reason why I watched it again is because I forgot what the description said. All I know is that it said something that I didn't like, so I got turned away from it. So when I went to watch this, I avoided it. I avoided that description, chat. But aside from that, I watched the whole thing and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. The fight scenes are awesome in this as well. It's really good. It's really good. You don't really see too much of this, and even the bookkeeper enjoys this as well. She enjoyed this. So I would have you guys give it a try. Come back and tell me what you think. Anyway, on with the rest of the show.